Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? Hope you had a good start of the week. So today I think I'll be doing media from Hack the Box, which is a medium Windows machine. And I'm thinking maybe for Friday we can do a hard box. I want to try to get Adaptex, the newest version of Adaptex running, and see if we can use that. But today we're gonna stick with the medium box. So let's connect to Hack the Box and spawn the machine. Come on, Hack the Box. There we go. We have an IP address. So we have RDP, we have SSH, which is a bit strange on a Windows box, but it happens. And we have port 80. Oh, and it's running PHP. We don't seem to have a named host here, so we don't need to add anything to our host file just yet. Let's open burp before we start. Let's leave that running for a while we investigate port 80. So we already know that it's running PHP, but let's see what oh, video files, okay. so we need to upload the video file here. Okay. I don't think I have a video file available, so let's just do it's not liking the no, MP4, not MD4. Okay. So we can upload files. Let's see what Burp has to say about that. Post. Let's send that to repeater because I want to investigate that a bit. Oh, that's just a bootstrap script, nothing interesting. So let's see, where's our file? PHP. Do we get an error message? Yeah, video is required, so it's not accepting. The PHP, does it accept mp4.php? No. Wait, what was our response previously? Proxy, web history, post. Yeah, so we had an alert at the top of the page that, oh no, it still says that it was submitted successfully. But it doesn't really help us even if it is accepting PHP. Okay, so that doesn't really tell us anything. It does tell us that someone will review the application and get back to us. So I'm thinking we might need to steal NTLM hashes because we don't have any option to do anything of that sort, but we do have a file upload. So what we can do, I think I have the script locally. Let me just check. Yeah, so NTLM theft is the one that I'm thinking. So let's go to exploits. And okay. So we want to generate a file there, but we will need can it generate? Yeah, let's see, let's just do all and right, let's do that. Python 3. Tag G all. Tag F. Server. Oh yeah. 10, 10, 14, 132. There we go. So we have some files here that we can try to upload, and we will need, let me copy the command. Let me just take a screenshot of the application so we have that as well in our notes. So we need responder. On 10.0 because that's the interface we're using. test.com, and let's see. Those are just, let's see if it will accept it anyway. Okay, so the application was submitted, but let's see if it's being opened by Windows Media Player. Maybe I need a new version. NTLM theft. No, so Windows Media Player should be able to open this. So we should, if this is the attack pattern, then we should see something come back to us. But let's see. In the meantime, we can also send the other file, all files, wax. I wonder if we've corrupted the script with this. Hopefully not. Oh, there we go. So we have a hash. Right. Now we need to actually try to crack this to see if we can find the password for ENOX. So that's actually, he's done it 3 times now, so it did work. Okay. Data rock you. Okay, so it does crack. Let's add the password to our credentials file. There you go. So we have 2 options here. We can either try RDP or we can try SSH. Well, we can try both. Let's try with RDP first, right? So I'm using Remina as my default client. What's the IP address? Okay, that doesn't work. Maybe the username is not allowed to RDP. And since we don't have SMB or anything like that, we do have SSH, however, so we can try that. 10.129.234.67. And it works. So we are able to SSH with the ENOX user on that machine. So do we have a flag here? Wait, this is CMD, so yep, type so we've managed to capture the flag for user. Good evening, Lucifer. How are you? We're doing media from Hack the Box, medium Windows machine. And I was saying that maybe Friday we can do hard box. Yeah, pretty good. Can't really complain. Normal week. How about you? Nice. Anything nice planned for the red team? Or you're not sure yet what you're dealing with? Nice. Well, hope everything goes okay. They're fun. Oh. I think we just found the script that does the video review. Let's see. So we have a path there for most probably where our files are being uploaded, so we need to check that. Okay, so there are no other users except administrator and ENOX. Yeah, that doesn't have anything interesting in there. So let's move on to XAMPP, that's why it's running PHP. So let's see. Oh, that's a long script. Right, let's copy that locally. have to see what that does. But is it a big red team or how many people are operators basically? Nice. Okay, so the script is creating some variables if it's a post and if the file upload is set. The folder name is an MD5. Okay. Uploads there's C tasks. Let's see. So basically that's our combination, I think. Yeah, those are the files that we've uploaded. Okay. PowerShell. Just want to see what processes there are. Okay. I think this is a default one, so no point in doing that. Can we write to htdocs? Who owns it? So local service full control, system full control, administrator full control. Well, we have read and execute only. Okay. I think the box just died, or my internet connection. Not sure which one. Okay. Let's see if we can run WinPeas. If I have it. Apparently I do. So we already knew that the Apache server is running, but we don't know, and we cannot enumerate the user that's running it because we don't have access. I do find it weird that the PHP file is actually uploading to Windows. That's a bit strange. Normally it's somewhere in the folder of the website. So if Apache is running as a service, can we somehow get a PHP script uploaded there that we can then execute on the website? Let's have a look. Oh, I don't have the previous script copied. Let's have a look. So this one tries to read the to-do file, which is in task uploads, to-do.txt. Okay. So the random variable is basically the MD5 that the PHP is generating. Okay. And then it kills the process, not doing anything. What does update to do? Okay, so it basically always removes the first line and replaces the file path. Windows, where was it? Tasks. I'm thinking if we could create a Symlink for our MD5 value. I wonder if it will upload the file to htdocs instead. So everyone has full control over this. So if you go to uploads, we see this value here. This is basically MD5 of what values did we use. So it's MD5 of first name, last name, and email, and we used test at test.com. Yeah, so that's our file name there. But we would need to remove that and create our a Symlink. What's the command line for PowerShell? Okay. Shall we try that? Let's see if that works. So I think I need to remove all the files in here as well. Okay. New item. Let's call it that. Item type Symlink. Symbolic link. Value XAMPP. HTDocs. Why does it junction? Really? There we go. So junction works, but symbolic link is not allowed because the parent folder is owned by a system user. Okay. So let me just right, so we have our symbolic link here. Let's exit that. Machine stream media. I want another SSH session. So I want to check. I forgot the IP address. 234.67. Right, so we only have index.php in here, and now if we have our file here, test PHP, and we can do PHP if is set request cmd system request cmd, else and we close the PHP file. Let's see if that works. Application submitted, which means we have our test.php. And now if we go to, and I forgot something in my PHP file. Oh. Okay. So now we don't actually have thank you for the contribution. So we don't actually have a command to execute, but if we send that to repeater, do cmd equals, who am I? Local service. And we can, because I've used request instead of just get, that means I can change it to either be get, post, it doesn't really matter, the server will interpret that anyway. So let me take a screenshot of that. So we now have anti-authority system. Actually, local service, not system. We're not system yet. So let's try to get the shell back as this. Shall we use? What shall we use? There is no AV, so we can even go for interpreter. Let's do that. Actually, I want it that way. P Windows. Yeah, I don't want a DLL, I want an exe. Exploit multi-handler. Actually, Windows Server 2022, so it's not that old. Actually, we can just use C Windows tasks. Yeah, we can. So we can do. Wait, but that's executing as CNB. Let's see, can we just get 14132 out file. Okay, and in here we would just need to do Windows tasks app.exe. Or maybe not. Oh, we need to give access to it. Okay, you know what? Let's just do it this way. Tag C, and we get HTTP 10, 10, 14, 132. Okay. Yeah. So it's there, and now let's do cmd /c. Yeah, there we go. And then now we get a beacon back from interpreter. Let's do shell. So act as part of the operating system. That's interesting. All right, I need to write some notes as well. Can MSF help with no, it cannot. I don't think I've ever exploited that specific privilege. I don't like that. Why am I being directed to Palantir? Anyway, it's just a CTF. Okay, let's see. Just trying to see if I can find a pre-made exploit. Okay. Okay, so we need to either use the precompiled version or we need to compile this. Let's just use the precompiled one. I do not recommend you do this on a live engagement. That would just be silly. So based on the documentation and the examples here, we just need to call that with the service name and the command that we want to do. We already have the ENOX user, so why not elevate that to administrator so we can get the root flag. Normally I would go for adding another user or something like that. Let's exit from that one. There we go. Or shall we just execute the app one? Yeah, let's do that. Let's not modify any users. I don't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. So basically we will be reusing the same payload as we did for the local service, but we're gonna be executing it from the point of view of system by doing exactly that, but from here. And we are already connecting. And we are anti-authority system. If I could type, it would help. There we go. That was fun. As I said, I don't think I've ever actually exploited this particular privilege before, so that was a new one for me. Let me save this repository to my notes, because it's... Thank you for the celebration, Lucifer. So as I said, for most probably Friday, I'm gonna try to do a hard machine and do a bit of a longer stream. And if we get too quickly through the hard machine, then we can do two. So I'll come prepared with some energy drinks or maybe a coffee, and we can go through that. Also, I've started some work on Twitch chatbot. I'm trying to add some more functionality. Thank you. So yeah, I'll I'll keep you updated on the status of the chatbot. I'll share the code anyway after I'm done with it. After I have it working, I'll put it in a public repo. So if you guys want to have a look and have fun with it, by all means. I think that's about it for tonight. Thanks for watching, and have a nice rest of the week. See ya.